At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Join the Chickasaw and Kana Foundation for the 5th Annual Piamico Day Wreath-Laying Ceremony at Fair Park in downtown Tupelo on October 13th. Starting at 10 a.m., enjoy demonstrations of Chickasaw history and culture, followed by the wreath-laying ceremony at noon.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I am so excited that you could join me on y'all Saturday night, especially with some football going on. I know Ole Miss already got their win, Alabama got their win, so for any of y'all watching maybe some Auburn, Georgia, I know that's a close game. I think LSU and South Carolina are playing as well. I know there's some good games going on across the country, so appreciate y'all taking the time to tune in right now and get the latest on y'all's weather forecast because it has been a beautiful weekend here in North Mississippi. I'm excited to say that that trend is going to continue, and it has been constant that I am in desperate need of synonyms. I feel like I keep saying it's beautiful outside, it's dry outside, it's clear outside. I need to find some sort of different ways to express what is going on outside, so then I started coming up with different things. High pressure equals high spirit. So that is something we talked about Friday. We have that high pressure moving on in. That is what's causing these calm, clear conditions, and that is what's leaving us with these high spirits. Enjoying our time outside. It is beautiful, and we're going to continue to do that into Sunday as well because that high pressure system still dominating our forecast as we get ready for our work week. Also, low humidity, high approval rating. So it doesn't feel humid outside, which are why those heat indices not really cranking us up towards the mid to upper 80s because our actual temperatures are matching and if not cooling us off just a little bit. So we are that dry out in the atmosphere and we are not complaining one bit here in North Mississippi. Definitely wanting to get rid of that summertime mugginess. But let's take a live look out here with the North Mississippi Storm Chase cams. Big thanks to them for allowing us to look across North Mississippi. This is out in Kosciuszko. 59 degrees is the temperature right now, and it feels like 59. So for any late night plans so that y'all are enjoying all Saturday night, maybe out still playing football, watching football, doing anything outdoors, it feels amazing, at least out there in Kosciuszko, 59 degrees. So get out there, enjoy some time before we head to bed for your Saturday night. Same thing out here in Greenwood, 61 degrees on the cusp of those upper 50s. I know you're probably going to get there by the end of this broadcast, but definitely overnight because it will be a cooler start to our Sunday, especially that is what we've seen throughout the entire course of this weekend. Same thing out here in Crenshaw, 61 degrees, feels like 61, and this is a perfect example of just how clear it is outside, being able to see some of those stars in the night sky. So for any of those that love astronomy, getting out to watch the stars, that is exactly what you can be doing tonight as you wrap up your Saturday. But I wanted to show the heat index just across the region, so what it feels like outside. It feels amazing. We're talking low 60s, upper 50s for most of North Mississippi. Of course, you still have your areas along the Mississippi River where it has that little bit of extra moisture still in the upper 60s, but your time's coming. You're going to continue cooling off in the overnight period, but it still feels amazing all across North Mississippi as we wrap up our Saturday and get ready for Sunday. And thankfully, those conditions will continue overnight, starting off around 60 degrees by 11 o'clock, cooling on off towards the mid to low 50s by the early AM hours, possibly seeing some upper 40s as well. So definitely, I think I can say that's chilly. That's especially from where we've been. Then we're going to see some sunny skies as we wake up. Maybe some cloud cover trying to build into those early AM hours, but still not meaningful cloud cover. Most of us are going to be seeing those clear sunny skies all across North Mississippi for our Sunday. But let's take a look at Mississippi Live Weather Radar. Still nothing to look at. This is, of course, just that energy trying to find anything to scatter back, that beam going and pointing at pretty much trees, dust particles, birds, anything. Is very low right now, trying to find anything to pick up on. It is definitely very dry out here in North Mississippi and will continue to be so for your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. List out the next few days. You can see this here. The next 3 days with the forecast of rainfall showing absolutely no color. This is one that tries to kind of almost over-exaggerate, give you the best case scenario on giving everybody some rainfall when we have some events kind of moving on through our fronts. We have nothing. No splotches of that 0.01 of an inch trying to make its way in, or 1/100th of an inch is probably a better way to say it. But still very dry here in North Mississippi, and that is going to be the trend as we get into our work week ahead. But let's take a look at Futurecast showing these dry conditions. Still not much to look at. The only thing we can really see moving is that northerly wind component, but even that is not as prominent as we head into our Saturday night and early morning hours for our Sunday. You can see some of that cloud cover trying to build in the early AM hours. Not really meaningful cloud cover, not going to stick around for long as we get closer and closer towards lunchtime, fading on out almost instantly. There's more of a breeze of northerly winds pretty much in Alabama. Mississippi, not really able to see much. We are still staying dry even into these early Sunday afternoon. But taking a look at the next 24, we are seeing sunny skies all day long. That continues to be the story for our weekend. Starting off with those low 50s, some lucky areas getting those upper 40s, then warming on up towards the mid 70s by lunchtime, seeing those low 80s. That's where we're going to top out tomorrow, so we'll still feel amazing outdoors. Those heat indices, maybe even knocking you back down into the upper 70s as well. And then we're going to keep cooling on off as we get closer towards that 6 o'clock broadcast time and 10 o'clock broadcast time as well. So it is going to feel amazing outdoors. We are going to have a blast as we wrap up our weekend and get ready for the work week. But I'm going to give you an in-depth look on what that looks like if we can time anything out and what that cloud cover looks like, because there's not much to talk about here with weather. All of that's going to be coming up in 1 minute.
At Room to Room, the VIP sale is here. And for a limited time, enjoy an extra 10% off Row furniture. From classic neutrals to bold statement pieces, Row gives you modern style with timeless comfort. Don't miss the VIP sale happening now, only at Room to Room Tupelo.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Before we get started, I missed these comments earlier talking about trying to submit pictures to the app, and I wanted to walk y'all through it. I know Patty was asking for me to help Brenda submit a sunset picture that she had earlier, and I'd like to test something out because it's been a little funky with me lately. But if you go to the app, we're going to let it load to get us to the homepage so we can all start off in the same place. Of course, I probably should have opened it first, but there we go. So this is the homepage, and we're probably going to see me pop up in a second. There's going to be these 3 lines at the top left. If you click on that, you're going to get this scroll bar of all these different options of what you can do on that. Lots of different fun things that you can look at, especially once we get closer to the severe weather season, will be very helpful. But you want to go to where it says submit your pictures. When you click on that, it's going to give you the option to either take a picture that you want to do live if you see the sunset in front of you or a moonlit sky right now. You can take that picture and then it'll ask you for your, I think it's email, name, and time and place. So make sure to mention that. The only thing is every time I've done that lately, it's kind of just shut down on me. So I think maybe after the last update, there might be a bug that we need to get fixed, but also my phone is really slow and it's been really stupid lately. So that might be a me problem. Please let me know in the comments on if it works for you, because I would love to broadcast any pictures y'all send in. And like I keep mentioning at the end of all these broadcasts, we need the feedback. We want the feedback. We want to make that app as best as we can for you guys. So let us know how it works for y'all. If y'all need more help and explanation, I got y'all. But taking a live look out here in Tupelo right now, it is 61 degrees, feels like 61. You can see those clear skies, some stars out there in the background. So definitely feeling great out there in Tupelo as well. That humidity not really affecting us. Like I said, low humidity, high approval ratings as we continue into our Saturday night. Same thing out here in Smithville, 60 degrees, feels like 60. So those heat indices not really kicking us up anymore as we continue into the evening ahead. But taking a look at the day planner and basically the overnight planner as we get this late at night. Starting off around 60 degrees by 11 o'clock, cooling on off towards the upper to mid 50s by those early AM hours. But we are going to see pretty much low 50s, some upper 40s as we continue overnight and start our Sunday morning off. But taking a look at Futurecast, we can track out these conditions. Still not much to track out as we continue into the nighttime hours. Still some cloud covered, maybe trying to pop up around 2:30 in the morning. Not going to be anything that we can see. Most of us are going to be sleeping. Still very high, wispy, thin clouds, not providing much meaningful cloud cover. But by 6 o'clock, maybe a cloudier start to the day. I say cloudier, this really isn't that cloudy, but it gives us something to look at on Futurecast. Here are those lows that I keep talking about and very excited for. There we go, Red Bay, 49 degrees. Y'all have just kept setting the trend on the place to be each weekend with either the lowest highs, now the lowest lows. So y'all are going to be starting off y'all's morning with a crisp 49 degrees for y'all's low, but still feeling amazing all across North Mississippi. And like I said, I told y'all, Tunica, Clarksville, Cleveland, Greenville, all of y'all with the upper 60s, y'all are going to get to the 50s. Just takes y'all a little bit longer to get there as we continue into the overnight period. But coming back to Futurecast, we can see some of that cloud cover in the early morning hours. It's going to try to linger before fading on off as we get closer towards lunchtime. This is what we've seen all weekend. There's that wind component. I'll step out of the way just so we have something to look at. Pretty much over in Alabama, North Mississippi, we are still staying dry and clear. That's going to continue into the rest of your Sunday afternoon and evening. You can see some cloud cover trying to pop up around 7 o'clock, but that is out in Arkansas across the Mississippi River, not affecting us here in North Mississippi. But taking a look at those high temperatures, still pretty much low 80s across most of our viewing area. You can still see some upper 70s in Hamilton, Red Bay, Iuka, Boonville, Corinth. Other than that, it is still pretty much low 80s. Those heat indices knocking most of us down just a little bit. So we're actually going to be feeling a little bit better than what those temperatures are reading outside tomorrow while you're out hanging out with friends, doing any outdoor events. It is going to feel amazing. And of course, got to put in the fishing forecast. I asked people what they were going to be doing over fall break on my Facebook page. Some of y'all said fishing trips. Here's a fishing forecast for the early morning hours around 7 to 11, starting off in those low 50s. Working your way up to the low 60s by 9 o'clock and then seeing mid 70s by the time you might be heading in for lunch. But if you want to be an evening fisherman, you can start around 8 o'clock and see pretty much upper 60s, cooling off towards the low 60s by 10 o'clock, and then seeing upper 50s by midnight. Like I said, I'm not an expert fisherman. I don't know when the exact time, weather conditions on when you need to do it. I just try to give y'all the best information. Y'all let me know what time y'all want. I can get that. But Futurecast showing those clear conditions as we continue into our Sunday evening. Still very dry and clear all across North Mississippi, not giving us much to look at, either clouds or wind. You can still see some of those thin wispy clouds trying to move their way across North Mississippi. But even by Monday morning, you are seeing those dry conditions. I'm going to click it again just to keep playing it. Maybe that wind picking up just a little bit and some cloud cover trying to build in just a tad bit as we continue into our Monday evening hours, moving in from Arkansas and across the Mississippi River. But you can even tell on this how thin and wispy those clouds will be. Not very meaningful. We are still seeing sunny days ahead as we get started with our work week. But high temperatures, a little bit warmer than what they are for our Sunday, but those heat indices still helping us out a lot as we get started for our Monday, knocking us down pretty much 2 to 3 degrees for most of North Mississippi. So that is just how dry we are. That summertime mugginess, humidity, not affecting us. So we're not really experiencing those fall-like conditions, but we are getting away from that summertime mugginess as we get more into the work week. But here's that 7-day forecast showing those sunny conditions your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice all these highs are still above average for this time of year. We are definitely still wanting to get towards that fall-like conditions. Thursday and Friday, we start seeing some of that cloud cover come back into the picture. Those rain changes still very minimal. Starting to see 20% for your Saturday. Maybe we can get a rainy Saturday. But as of right now, it is still looking dry and a long ways to go until we get there. So will be a beautiful work week. We got to focus on the positive here in North Mississippi. But as I alluded to earlier, here's the QR code for the app, iOS and Android. We appreciate all the questions y'all have that I can either explain on air, respond to y'all in the comments. We appreciate all the feedback because we want that app to be as best as we can for y'all. And before I go, I do want to check the comments just because I missed them last time, just to see y'all if y'all have any questions, but it looks like everyone is enjoying the broadcast. Yep. Oh, Patty's rooting on her Cowboys. That's right. Y'all play tomorrow. My Bills, they don't play until Monday, so I'm still going to be wearing my tie, rooting on them, but I don't have to stress tomorrow, so I'm super excited. But looks like there are no questions in the chat right now. I hope all of y'all have had a great Saturday, and y'all are going to have a great Sunday tomorrow. I'm excited to be back here giving y'all the broadcast at 6 and 10. So here's that broadcast schedule, 6 and 10 tomorrow, because we are still thankfully in the weekend. So not in the weekday schedule. That'll start, of course, on your Monday, but I'll be live tomorrow night in the Room to Room Weather Center at 6 and 10, and I cannot wait to see y'all there.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.